Act 1 of the Basset-Table by Susanna Centlivre. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Dramatis Personae.
Lord Worthy in love with Lady Reveller, a hater of gaming. Read by Greg Giordano.
Sir James Courtly, an airy gentleman given to gaming. Read by Todd.
Lovely, an ensign in love with Valeria. Read by Rick Cordray.
Sir Richard Plainman, formerly a citizen, but now lives in Covent Garden, a great lover of a soldier, and an inveterate enemy to the French. Read by Larry Wilson.
Captain Firebrand, a sea officer, designed by Sir Richard to marry Valeria. Read by Adrian Stevens.
Sago, a drugster in the city, very fond of his wife. Read by Beeswax Candle.
Buckle, footman to Lord Worthy. Read by Michael Fays.
Lady Reveller, a coquettish widow that keeps a basset-table. Read by Valroth.
Lady Lucy, her cousin, a religious, sober lady. Read by M. Lee.
Valeria, a philosophical girl, daughter to Sir Richard, in love with Lovely. Read by Jen Broda.
Mrs. Sago, the drugster's wife, a gaming profuse woman, great with my Lady Reveller, in love with Sir James. Read by Sonia.
Alpew,
woman to Lady Reveller.
Read by Nova Silva.
First footman, read by Agnes Robert Bear.
Second footman, read by Lorda.
Third footman, read by Red Run.
Fourth footman, read by Jim Locke.
Fifth footman, read by David Purdy.
Banker, read by Alan Mapstone. Footman, read by Alan Mapstone.
Officers, read by Elijah Fisher.
Porter, read by Stacey M.
Servant, read by Agnes Robert Bear.
Sharper, read by Red Run.
Stranger, read by David Purdy.
Stage directions read by Inkel. Scene: Lady Reveller's lodgings in Covent Garden. The time 4 o'clock in the morning. The prologue.
In all the faces that to plays resort, whether of country, city, mob, or court, I've always found that none such hopes inspire as you, dear brethren of the upper tier. Poets, in prologues, may both preach and rail, yet all their wisdom nothing will avail. Who writes not up to you, 'tis 10 to 1 will fail. Your thundering plaudit is that deals out fame. You make plays run, though oft themselves but lame. How often have we known your noise commanding impose on your inferior master's understanding? Therefore, dear brethren, since I am one of you, whether adorned in grey, green, brown, or blue, this day stand all by me, as I will fall by you. And now to let the pulpit see how Pinky's voice commands. Silence! Now rattle all your sticks and clap your grimy hands. I greet your love, and let the vainest author show half this command on cleaner hands below. Nay, more to prove your interest, to let this play live by you. So may you share good claret with your masters, still free in your moors from their disasters. Free from poor housekeeping, where peck is under locks, free from cold kitchens, and no Christmas box. So may no long debates in the House of Commons make you in the lobby starve when hunger summons, but may your plenteous vails come flowing in, give you a lucky hit, and make you gentlemen. And thus preferred, ne'er fear the world's reproaches, but shake your elbows with my lord, and keep your coaches.
The Basset-Table. Act 1. Scene: a large hall, a porter with a staff, several chairs waiting, and footmen asleep, with torches and flambeaux standing about the room.
Certainly they'll play all night. This is a cursed life.
How long have you lived with your lady?
A month. Too long by 30 days, if this be her way of living. I shall be dead before the year's out. She games all night and sleeps all day.
Then you sleep too. What's the matter?
I deny that. For while she sleeps, I'm employed in how-do-ye's from one end of the town to the other.
But you rest while she's gaming. What would you do if you led my life? This is my lady's constant practice.
Your lady keeps a basset-table. Much good may do you with your service. Hark! They are broke up.
Lady Reveller, within.
Hi! My Lady Gamewell's chair ready there. Mr. Sonic's servant.
The footmen wake in a hurry.
Where the devil is my flambeau?
So hey, Robin, get the chair ready. My lady's coming. Stay, let me light my flambeaux.
Hey, what, hadn't they done play yet?
They are now coming down, but your lady is gone half an hour ago.
The devil she is. Why did you not call me?
I did not see you.
Was you blind? She has lost her money, that's certain. She never flinches upon a winning hand. Her plate and jewels walk to-morrow to replenish her pocket. A pox of gaming, I say.
Exit. Lady Reveller, within.
Mr. Lose-all's man.
Here, so, who has stole my flambeau?
My Lady Umbre's coach there.
Hey, Will, pull up there.
Exeunt omnes. Enter Lady Reveller and Alpew, her woman.
My Lady Raffle is horridly out of humour at her ill fortune. She lost £300.
She generally has ill luck. Yet her inclination for play is as strong as ever. Did your ladyship win or lose, madam?
I won 50 pieces. Prithee, what shall we do, Alpew? 'Tis a fine morning. 'Tis a pity to go to bed.
What does your ladyship think of a walk in the park? The park is pleasant in the morning. The air is so very sweet.
I don't think so. The sweetness of the park is at 11, when the beau monde make their tour there. 'Tis an unpolished curiosity to walk when only birds can see one.
Bless me, madam, your uncle. Now for a sermon of 2 hours.
Enter Sir Richard Plainman, in a nightgown, as from bed.
So, niece, I find you are resolved to keep on your course of life. I must be waked at 4, with coach, chair. Give over, for shame, and marry, niece.
Lady Reveller, aside.
Now would I forfeit the heart of my next admirer to know the cause of this reproach? Pray, uncle, explain yourself, for I protest I can't guess what crime I have unhappily committed to merit this advice.
How can you look me in the face and ask me that question? Can you that keep a Basset-Table, a public gaming house, be insensible to the shame on't? I have often told you how much the vast concourse of people which day and night make my house their rendezvous incommode my health. Your apartment is a parade of men of all ranks, from the duke to the fiddler, and your vanity thinks they all pay devoir to your beauty. But you mistake. Every one has his several ends in meeting here, from the lord to the sharper, and each their separate interests to pursue. Some fools there may be, for there's seldom a crowd without.
Malice! Some fools! I can't bear it!
Nay, 'tis very affronting, truly, madam.
Ah, is it not, Alpew? Yet, now I think on it, 'tis the defect of age to rail at the pleasures of youth. Therefore I shall not disorder my face with a frown about it. I hope, uncle, you're taking particular care of my cousin Valeria, in disposing of her according to the breeding you have given her.
The breeding I have given her? I would not have her have your breeding mistress for all the wealth of England's bank. No, I bred my girl in the country, a stranger to the vices of this town, and am resolved to marry her to a man of honour, probity, and courage.
What, the sea captain, uncle? So, I hate the smell of pitch and tar. One that can entertain with nothing but fire and smoke, larboard and starboard, and t'other bowl of punch.
And for every fault that he commits, he'll condemn her to the bilboes. Ha ha!
I fancy my cousin's philosophy, and the captain's courageous bluster will make angelic harmony.
Yes, madam, sweeter harmony than your sept and leva fops, rakes, and gamesters. Give me the man that serves my country, that preserves both my estate and life. Oh, the glorious name of a soldier! If I were young, I'd go myself in person. But as it is...
You'll send your daughter.
Yes, minx, and a good dowry with her, as a reward for virtue, like the captain's.
But suppose, sir, Miss Valeria should not like him.
I'll suppose no such thing, mistress. She shall like him.
Why, there 'tis now, indeed, uncle. You're too positive.
And you too impertinent. Therefore I resolve you shall quit my house. You shan't keep your revels under the roof where I am.
I'd have you know, sir, my lady keeps no revels beneath her quality.
Hold your tongue, Mrs. Pert, or I shall display your quality in its proper colours.
I don't care. Say your worst of me, and spare not. But for my lady's a widow, and widows are accountable to none for their actions. Well, I shall have a husband one of these days, and be a widow too, I hope.
Not unlikely, for the man will hang himself the next day, I warrant him.
And if any uncle pretends to control my actions...
He'd lose his labour, I'm certain.
I'd treat him.
Don't provoke me, hussy, don't.
Begone, and wait in the next room.
Exit Alpew.
The insolence of a servant is a great honour to the lady, no doubt, but I shall find a way to humble you both.
Look'ee, uncle, do what you can. I'm resolved to follow my own inclinations.
Which infallibly carry you to noise, nonsense, foppery, and ruin. But no matter, you shall go out of my doors, I'll promise you. My house shall no longer bear the scandalous name of a Basset-Table. Husbands shall no more have cause to date their ruin from my door, nor cry, There, my wife gamed my estate away, nor children curse my posterity, for their parents knowing my house.
No more threatening, good uncle. Act as you please, but don't scold, or I shall be obliged to call old Pew again.
Very well. Very well. See what will come on it. The world will censure those that game, and in my conscience I believe not without cause. For she whose shame no good advice can wake, when money's wanting will her virtue stake.
Exit.
Advice? Ridiculous advice.
Enter Lady Lucy. Lady Reveller, aside.
No sooner rid of one mischief, but another follows. I foresee this to be a day of mortification. Alpew.
Enter Alpew.
Madam.
My uncle's gone. You may come in.
Fie, cousin, does it become you to laugh at those that give you counsel for your good?
For my good? Oh, mon coeur! Now can I not divine what 'tis I do more than the rest of the world to deserve this blame?
Nor I for the soul of me.
Should all the rest of the world follow your ladyship's example, the order of nature would be inverted, and every good designed by heaven become a curse. Health and plenty no longer would be known among us. You cross the purpose of the day and night. You wake when you should sleep, and make all who have any dependence on you wake while you repose.
Bless me! May not any person sleep when they please?
No, there are certain hours that good manners, modesty, and health require your care. For example, disorderly hours are neither helpful nor modest, and 'tis not civil to make company wait dinner for your dressing.
Why does anybody dine before 4 o'clock in London? For my part, I think it an ill-bred custom to make my appetite pendulum to the 12th hour.
Besides, 'tis out of fashion to dine in daylight, and so I told Sir Richard yesterday, madam.
No doubt but you did, Mrs. Alpew, and then you entertain such a train of people, cousin, that my lady reveller is as noted as a public ordinary, where every fool with money finds a welcome.
Would you have me shut my doors against my friends?
Aside.
Now she is jealous of Sir James Courtly. Besides, is it possible to pass the evenings without diversions?
No, certainly.
I think the playhouse the much more innocent and commendable diversion.
To be seen there every night, in my opinion, is more destructive to the reputation.
Well, I had rather be noted every night in the front box than by my absence once be suspected of gaming. One ruins my estate and character, the other diverts my temper and improves my mind. Then you have such a number of lovers.
Oh, Cupid! Is it a crime to have a number of lovers? If it be, 'tis the pleasantest crime in the world, a crime that falls not every day to every woman's lot.
I dare be positive every woman does not wish it.
Because wishes have no effect, cousin.
Methinks my Lord Worthy's assiduity might have banished the admiring crowd by this time.
Banish him? Oh, mon coeur! What pleasure is there in one lover? 'Tis like being seen always in one suit of clothes. A woman with one admirer will ne'er be the reigning toast.
I am sure those that encourage more will never have the character of a reigning virtue.
I slight the malicious censure of the town, yet defy it to asperse my virtue. Nature has given me face, a shape, a mien, an air for dress, and wit and humour to subdue. And shall I lose my conquest for a name?
Nay, and among the unfashionable sort of people too, madam. For persons of breeding and quality will allow that gallantry and virtue are not inseparable.
But coquetry and reputation are, and there is no difference in the eye of the world between having really committed the fault and lying under the scandal. For my own part, I would take as much care to preserve my fame as you would your virtue.
A little pains will serve you for that, cousin, for I never heard you named. A mortification would break my heart.
'Tis better never to be named than to be ill spoken of. But your reflections shall not disorder my temper. I could wish, indeed, to convince you of your error because you share my blood, but since I see the vanity of the attempt, I shall desist.
I humbly thank your ladyship.
Oh, madam, here's my Lord Worthy, Sir James Courtly, and Ensign Lovely coming down. Will your ladyship see them?
Now, have I a strong inclination to engage Sir James to discompose her gravity? For if I have any skill in glances, she loves him. But then my Lord Worthy is so peevish since our late quarrel that I'm afraid to engage the knight in a duel. Besides, my absence I know will tease him more. Therefore, upon consideration, I'll retire. Cousin Lucy, good morrow. I'll leave you to better company. There's a person at hand may prevent your 6 o'clock prayers.
Exit.
Ha! Sir James Courtly. I must own I think him agreeable, but am sorry she believes I do. I'll not be seen, for if what I scarce know myself be grown so visible to her, perhaps he too may discover it, and then I am lost. While in the breast our secrets close remain, 'tis out of fortune's power to give us pain.
Exit. Enter Lord Worthy, Sir James, and Ensign Lovely.
Ah, was not that Lady Lucy?
It was. Ah, Sir James, I find your heart is out of order about that lady, and my Lord Worthy languishes for Lady Reveller.
And thou art sick for Valeria, Sir Richard's daughter. A poor distressed company of us.
'Tis true. That little she-philosopher has made me do penance more heartily than ever my sins did. I deserve her by mere dint of patience. I have stood whole hours to hear her assert that fire cannot burn, nor water drown, nor pain afflict, and 40 ridiculous systems.
And all her experiments on frogs, fish, and flies, without the least contradiction.
Contradiction? No, no. I allowed all she said, with undoubtedly, madam. I am of your mind, madam. It must be so. Natural causes, etc.
I think it is a supernatural cause, which enables thee to go through this fatigue. If it were not to raise thy fortune, I should think thee mad to pursue her. But go on and prosper. Nothing in my power shall be wanting to assist you. My Lord Worthy, your lordship is as melancholy as a losing gamester.
Faith, gentlemen, I'm out of humour, but I don't know at what.
Why, then, I can tell you. For the very same reason that made your lordship stay here to be spectator of the very diversion you hate, gaming, the same cause makes you uneasy in all company, my Lady Reveller.
Thou hast hit it, Sir James. I confess I love her person, but hate her humours, and her way of living. I have some reasons to believe I'm not indifferent to her, yet I despair of fixing her. Her vanity has got so much the mistress of her resolution, and yet her passion for gain surmounts her pride, and lays her reputation open to the world. Every fool that has ready money shall dare to boast himself her very humble servant. 'Sdeath, when I could cut the rascal's throat.
Your lordship is even with her one way, for you are as testy as she's vain, and as fond of an opportunity to quarrel with her as she of a gaming acquaintance. My opinion is, my lord, she'll never be won your way. To gain all women there's a certain rule, if wit should fail to please, then act the fool, and where you find simplicity not take, throw off disguises and profess the rake. Observe which way their strongest humours run, there by their own loved cant the surest way undone.
The heart of a happy temper, Sir James. I wish I could be so too. But since I can't add to your diversion, I'll take my leave. Good morrow, gentlemen.
Exit.
This it is to have more love than reason about one. You and I, Lovely, will go on with discretion, and yet I fear it's in Lady Lucy's power to banish it.
I find Mrs. Sargo, the drugster's wife's, interests begins to shake, Sir James.
And I fear her love for play begins to shake her husband's bags too. Faith, I am weary of that intrigue, lest I should be suspected to have a hand in his ruin.
She did not lose much tonight, I believe. Prithee, Sir James, what kind of temperate woman is she? Has she wit?
That she has, a large portion, and as much cunning, or she could never have managed the old fellow so nicely. She has a vast passion for my Lady Reveller, and endeavours to mimic her in everything. Not a suit of clothes, or a top-knot, that is not exactly the same as hers. Then her plots and contrivances to supply these expenses put her continually upon the rack. Yet, to give her her due, she has a fertile brain that way. But come, shall we go home and sleep 2 or 3 hours? At dinner I'll introduce you to Captain Firebrand, the sea officer. Your rival it is to be. He's just come to town.
A powerful rival, I fear, for Sir Richard resolves to marry him to his daughter. All my hopes lie in her arguments, and you know philosophers are very positive. If this captain does but happen to contradict one whimsical notion, the Poles will as soon join as they couple, and rather than yield, she would go to the Indies in search of Dampier's aunts.
Nay, she is no woman if she obeys. Woman, like tide, with passions ebb and flow, and like them too, their source no man can know. To watch their motions is the safest guide. Who hits their humour sails with wind and tide.
Exit. End of Act 1.